This is where all the express strategies come together. I've got a seasonal supper, 5 people coming round, and it just couldn't be any easier. The centrepiece is a gingered glazed ham, and the fabulous thing about it, apart from its taste, is that it requires only minutes of my time. And I've got my festive squash, so now all I need to do is make sure that the table looks as lovely as the food tastes. She'll artfully place some snowflakes for a bit of seasonal shimmer. And the wonderful thing about this spread is it's a meal you can just pull out of your hat anytime during Christmas. So right, I will get started with the squash. So here's the plan. Something tasty to pick out with drinks, and drinks themselves are pretty special. And not just a side dish, but co-star with the glazed ham, my butternut squash. And the thing about the squash is that it really is a party piece, and I think that's important at this time of year. And not least because this means you can make this and turn any meal of leftovers into a feast. Another thing in its favour is that it really does make vegetarians feel loved. Everyone's a winner. You need 2 kilos of butternut, that's probably about 2 squashes, and chop each squash into about 2.5 centimetre pieces. You will note that I'm not peeling the squash, and that alone makes this very easy. But not only does the skin soften in the heat of the oven, but actually it seems to help the squash almost caramelise as it bakes. To this tray of gorgeous goldenness, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, just regular olive oil, not extra virgin, and half a teaspoon of dried thyme. I must say, I think thyme is one of those herbs that is as wonderful when it's dried as it is fresh. Slightly different, but still wonderful. The oven's preheated to 220, and this should take about half an hour, so I'll pop it in on my way to the drinks cabinet.
What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight.
That is so beautiful. I mean, look at it. And transfer this to my seasonal green platter. And the really useful thing about this squash is that you don't need to eat it piping hot. So you can just dish it up, and if people are late, it'll still be wonderful. And as the glazed ham is already cold, as are the spiced peaches, this means you can be very relaxed about when people turn up, which is useful at this time of year. And now, in a way, I am going to besmirch the beautiful goldenness of the squash by crumbling over some blue cheese, but although obviously it'll look a bit less beautiful, it will taste divine. I just use a packet, 125 grams or so, of blue cheese. You could use any you want. This is Sant'Agnur, which I love because it's very soft and melts into the squash beautifully. Though I suppose you could use any sharp goat's cheese, up to you. And on top of the soft saltiness of the cheese, just tumble in 100 grams of dark smoky pecans.
Making spirits bright.
Perfection.
All what fun.
Anyway, I better take this back out to the hungry hordes.